So the Supreme Court came through for us 5-4 in the coronavirus decision against Governor Cuomo.
The justices narrowly rejected Governor Andrew Cuomo's COVID-based restrictions on religious services. The 5-4 decision was shrugged off as irrelevant by the governor on a Thursday morning phone call to reporters.
Glad we have Amy Coney Barrett. But I'm also marveling at Justice Gorsuch's just eloquent decision. 2 points I want to highlight. Number one, he scolds his colleagues and he says, hey guys, the last time this came before us, you basically acted like we're in a national emergency and that the First Amendment, in other words, the religious freedom clause of the First Amendment, needs to take a kind of weekend holiday. But he goes, it's been months and months and months. So what are you saying, that the First Amendment needs to go on sort of long-term sabbatical? No way. There's no provision in the First Amendment for taking these long sort of hiatuses, if you will. His second point was to expose the hypocrisy of Governor Cuomo, who lets bike shops stay open and gyms stay open, and whatever he likes gets to stay open. And whatever he doesn't like, namely religious institutions, must close. And here comes Gorsuch. He goes, basically, hey, are you saying that public health itself somehow beautifully jibes with secular priorities? Now, my admiration for Gorsuch is combined with just utter contempt for Chief Justice Roberts. I mean, this is not a guy you want to be within a foxhole, because he'd be jumping straight out with the white flag of surrender. And what makes it even more sickening is he'd try to explain why the surrender was itself a kind of moral duty. So you've got a hollow man, if I can use T.S. Lewis's phrase here, a guy for whom it's more important to get seats at the Kennedy Center, to get honorary degrees from academic institutions, to get liberal cultural accolades. He values those things more than the Constitution itself. Now, Roberts' decision isn't all that bad. He basically says, hey, listen, this is a law that has been suspended, that whose date has run out. So I don't need to opine on this, because it's sort of beside the point. If they try to reimpose these restrictions, then I can consider the First Amendment implications. But of course, what Roberts is doing is a complete dodge. Why? Because there's a good reason for the Supreme Court to make this decision, which is what? Precedent. The Supreme Court wants to make it clear for all those other jurisdictions that are trying similar shenanigans. There's now an opportunity to sue in California, in Michigan, against Governor Whitmer and every other sort of busybody nanny type who's trying to say, don't do this, don't do that, running roughshod over the Constitution. The Supreme Court is very clearly saying, you can't do this. But while the court is taking this important and principled stance, apparently Chief Justice Roberts has gone on sabbatical.